Everybody, it's Mrs. Toma here. We're doing another review about telling time. We just want to brush up our facts on how we can tell time, and towards the ending we're going to learn some new concepts about time. So let's begin. Here's a review of the different vocabulary words that we need to know when telling time. We have two types of clocks, an analog clock and a digital clock. We're learning mostly about this analog clock, and on this clock is where we see the hour hand, which is the short hand, and the minute hand, which is the longer hand. The digital clock tells us exactly what time it is. For the analog clock, that's where we have to use some math to be able to tell the exact time. We have a second, which is the shortest amount of time. 60 seconds equals 1 minute. 60 minutes equals 1 hour, and there's 24 hours within one day. Again, there's two types of clocks, and we should be able to know how to read them both, the analog clock and the digital clock. And you've probably seen both types of clocks within the classroom, at home, at stores, anywhere you go. I'm sure you've seen both types of clocks, and now you know the names for them in analog and digital. For this digital clock, the hour is right before the colon, these two dots. The hour is always first, and then the minutes come second. So over here, it tells us right then and there that the time is 6:18. Here's some other clocks. Remember, the hour is first, and then the minutes come next. So we have 5:45 here, a.m., which means morning. Over here, we have 9:50. Hours first, minutes are second. Now over here, we have the analog clock, the hour hand, which is the short hand, and the minute hand, which is the longer hand. The hour hand is pointing to 1, and the minute hand is pointing to 12. Remember, right above the 12, we have inside hours, outside minutes. On the outside, on top of the 12, that would be 0, 0. So this would just be 1 o'clock. So it would be 1, the two dots, colon, and then 0, 0, 1 o'clock. Here's some more practice on how to read these types of clocks. We have different times on each clock. Let's start with this one first. Remember, we always look for the hour hand first. The shorter hand is the hour hand. We have 3, and this is pointing up at the 12. And just like I said before, the 12 would be 0, 0 for the minutes. So this would be 3 o'clock. Moving on to this one, the hour hand is by the 8, and the minute hand again is by the 12. So this one would say 8 o'clock. And this last one over here, the hour hand, which is the shorter hand, is pointing to the 5. And the minute hand, the longer hand, is pointing at the 12, which the minutes above the 12 is 0, 0. So this one would be 5 o'clock. Remember, when we're reading an analog clock, we need to be able to skip count by 5s. We start off at 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Except we don't say it's 5:60 o'clock. We just say it's 5 o'clock. Now, over here is where we're going to learn something new. It says, it's 5 o'clock, and you are hungry. Your mom says you will have dinner in 1 hour. What time will you have dinner? So this little smiley face is going to give us a hint. So we know it's 5 o'clock. So I know my hour hand would be pointing at the 5, and the minute hand would be pointing at the 12. So in 1 hour, we just need to move one space. So if it's 5 o'clock now and I will eat in 1 hour, the hour hand will move here, and then the minute hand will go up there to be 6 o'clock. So we're just adding 1 to the 5. So 5 plus 1 equals 6. So dinner will be 6 o'clock. So all we did was we just moved 1 hour from 5 to 6 o'clock. Let's try another. It's 2 o'clock right now. Your best friend Sam is having a birthday party in 3 hours. What time is Sam's party? So the hour hand would be at the 2 o'clock. The minute hand would be at the 12. So we know it's 2 o'clock right now. The party is in 3 hours. So we would have to add 3. We can jump 3 spots here. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So I pretty much just jumped 3 spots from 2. I ended up landing here at 5. So I know that Sam's party will start at 5. Let's do another. It is 6 o'clock and I just woke up. School starts at 8. How long do I have before school? So now over here, this is telling us a start time and an end time, and we need to see how much time has passed between. Whereas in the other ones, we needed to figure out the end time, but over here it's already giving it to us. So if it's 6 o'clock, we know the hour hand would be pointing at the 6, and the minute hand would be pointing at the 12. Now 8 o'clock is right here. How many hops does it take from 6 to 8? That's 1, 2. So that means I have 2 hours before school. Another one you can do is 6 plus what would give me 8? And we know that would be 2. 1, 2. Let's try another. It's 6 o'clock. My mom says I have to go to bed at 9. How long do I have to play before bed? So 6 o'clock, the hour hand would be at the 6. The minute hand would be at the 12. I have to go to bed at 9. 9 is over here. So how many hops would it take to get to 9? 1, 2, 3. Or I can also say 6 plus what gives me 9? It would be 3. So 3 hours I would have to play before going to bed. Just another recap as well is each day has 24 hours. You kind of start that at 12 a.m. or midnight. Usually you're sleeping at this time. Then we have 12 hours that go by. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then we have 12 noon or p.m. And usually at this time we're in school doing science at this time. And then we have the other 12 hours at night. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, then midnight. So here's the day broken up into different parts. We have nighttime, morning time, afternoon time, evening time, and then nighttime again. Over here it says tell a partner something that you do during each time of the day. Maybe you can share this with your mom or dad, something that you do each time of the day. So I can share with you guys, usually at nighttime I'm sleeping at both here and here. Morning time, I'm usually up eating breakfast, getting ready for the day. Afternoon time, I'm having lunch. And evening time, having dinner and usually playing with my daughter. What do you guys do during each of these times in the day? We have morning, afternoon, and evening. And this can be either when you're at school or right now that you're at home. So here's another picture. 12 a.m. midnight, remember that's when it starts, that's nighttime. You're usually sleeping. Let's say you wake up maybe around 7. Start your day. 8 a.m. You're going to school. This is also considered morning. Remember, a.m. is morning. And then at 12, that's when it changes to p.m. because then it starts to get afternoon, nighttime. Here's some questions. Do you usually eat breakfast at 7 a.m. in the morning or at 1 p.m., which would be an hour after 12? I would say most of us probably are eating breakfast at 7 a.m. because at 1 p.m. we're probably eating lunch. And are we sleeping at 3 p.m., which is when we're still in school doing math, or at 9 p.m.? I'd probably say we're probably sleeping around 9 p.m. at night. Remember, p.m. is night. Here's also the rest of the day. So 12 p.m., noon. That's another word for 12 p.m., noon. Then we have 3 p.m. Typically we're out of school around 3:30. Then we have evening time around 5 p.m., 8 p.m. And then after that, it's nighttime when we're going back to sleep. And then we start all over again at 12 a.m. Here's some more questions. Do you do homework at 2 p.m. or 7 p.m.? 2 p.m., we're usually in school, so probably 7 p.m. would be more correct. However, now that we're at home, I'm pretty sure either or would be correct because some of you guys may start doing your homework earlier and some of you may start doing it later. And then again, are we sleeping at 3 p.m. or 9 p.m.? I'm assuming most of us are sleeping here at 9 p.m. unless you're taking a little nap now that we're off from school at 3 p.m. Oh, and that's the end of that presentation. Just want to go back a little just to review this cycle of time. So remember, AM is morning and PM mostly means like afternoon, nighttime. There's 24 hours in one day, and the day is broken up into 12 hours for morning, 12 hours for night. I just wanted you guys just to remember that, just so we don't forget AM and PM. That's important to know. I hope that you guys enjoyed this presentation about reviewing of time, as well as learning some new word problems and how we can use word problems when telling time as well. I will be sending out some worksheets that you guys can practice what I reviewed right now. And also, we will be sending out a test on time as well. So make sure you're going through this, reviewing it, watching these videos, practicing the resources that we're sending out to you guys, and just really reviewing these concepts. Well, I hope you stay healthy and safe. Thank you again for watching this.